I'll leave you. These are basic. Right. The next question comes from the Dashing Rogue, and he says, "Thoughts on being unevenly yoked? How does a Catholic square this circle? So many church have no singles left. It's a huge problem given the numbers." I said, really, I don't understand the question.
I don't really. What I'm getting from it, if I'm not mistaken, is that there's hardly any single people left at the churches. So like a lot of men go and maybe there's not a lot of single women left. That's how I interpreted it, or vice versa.
Or is
Actually,
it that more women go to church than men, and so therefore
not in my experience of the various Catholic communities I've been in. There are a lot of young men and a lot of young women. Actually, to be fair, there might be more women, but that's just because the families happen to have more females than males. This was just in the parishes I went to, because they all had, I don't know, 6 to 8. I know people with like 15 kids. Like these were some big families. Yeah, I know. I don't know how you could do that. That's amazing. But yeah, most of them, they're married by the age 20, 21, 23, and that would be considered late, and have many children, and they end up staying in the same towns, living their lives there. And
15
yeah,
kids. Oh, that wouldn't be
yeah.
that wouldn't be a 2-day labor.
No, well, because a lot of
That,
them, they get married when they're 18, 20, and then by the time you're 40, 45, you've had like 12 to 15 kids if you're having them every 1 to 2 years, because a lot of Catholics just, it's whatever God gives me. This is the number of children I have, and they look at it as, the will of God, like to procreation, the point of marriage. That's what it is in the Catholic faith. So, but it was like, obviously it's very difficult to have that many kids, but there's a lot of support in those parishes. Everybody knows, and in these communities, they trust each other, know each other, help each other out. They'll donate clothes, food, whatever. So it wasn't like you were on your own. You had a huge community, kind of like
very expensive thing to do.
There's a lot of poor families though that only had that had many children. It's kind of like the Muslim communities do it. Like in Austria, there's a lot of them. They're very poor. They have tons of children, but they also have their communities, and they have trust there, and they can hand their kids off to the neighbor and trust that they're going to help watch them while they go shopping or whatever.
Me and my wife and my kids went to England for Christmas, and so I booked 4 seats on the plane. Mm-hmm. If I'd had to book 17 seats,
yeah, well, they're not like flying. They're staying home, and they're, most of their lives, and staying local, and, sending their kids to school. But maybe then the Catholic school would give them a discount price if they can't afford it, or people would even donate to help them send their kids to school. There was a lot of charity going on. So, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to paint some sort of utopia. You can't find that anywhere on earth, but it was just high trust communities. People were very friendly and helpful to each other for the most part. That's at least what I experienced. So.
Okay, jolly good. The next question comes from